She just kind of went off the deep end. She punched me in my face
while you were driving.
while he was driving.
My dad pulled me out of the car by my hair and kicked me in my face. I'm not proud of this. This sucks.
My only defense was fingers and eyeballs.
I'm trying to help my daughter. That's all I'm trying to do. And this is what I get from it.
It happened a lot of times.
It does.
November 26, 2023. An officers responded to a residence following a report from a couple claiming their daughter, who appeared to be under the influence, got into an argument with them and acted aggressively toward her father. Before we move on, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video.
So this is my girlfriend, Wincy. We went and played cornhole tonight. I've got my grandkids here. This is her daughter.
How old are they?
11 and 7.
11, Jax is 6.
Okay.
And I just get him every once in a while.
Okay.
So we went and played cornhole. She drank a little bit too much.
She wanted to fight me in the car. She punched him.
This is my girlfriend. She punched me, but I'm okay with
And
that.
then I sat in the console
Where'd she punch
so
you
it
at?
couldn't happen again.
Right.
So it couldn't happen again.
No, but I'm okay with that. No, I'm just saying, she punched me because I'm just telling her
And
what
she
dads do. 'Cause it's my
got a
daughter.
swing on me too, but I gagged her eyeballs.
Anyway.
The abrasion I see right here is from the swing.
Yes, from her.
Got it. Okay.
They ended up in a
And,
fight.
and
then
I
she
asked
says-
him to quit because of kids.
Because of the kids.
But she's had too much to drink.
Yeah.
Anyway, she said, well, I'm going to call. I said,
Call them.
Did anybody punch her?
No, I told her she can get.
I defended myself.
Well, no, they
I
were
stuck my
fighting.
fingers in her
They were
eyeballs.
fighting.
Okay, but you didn't punch her and broke her jaw or anything?
No, because she had me behind the back
Your
seat.
jaw broke?
No.
No,
But she had me back behind
Oh, no,
the
yeah.
back seat, and I stuck my fingers
Is
in
she
her
staying here
eyeballs.
with you right now?
Yes.
She lives here?
Look,
She don't live here. She's staying.
She's had a rough life.
Okay.
And I've got custody of her granddaughter, which
Okay.
is her daughter.
Okay.
And her, what I'm going to call him, Mark, Jack's daddy,
Yeah.
which is her son. He's got custody of him. She's been in and out of shelters.
Homeless shelters.
Homeless shelters and all that kind of stuff.
She's failed multiple tests,
But anyway,
and we brought her in
but
to try to suffice that.
and we're just trying to, I'm as a dad trying to make it better. Does that make sense?
And
Right,
tonight
right.
she had a little too much to drink.
So what started the argument again?
You know what? I really don't know what started the argument. She just kind of
Yes.
went off the deep end.
Yeah, she did. She kicked you at first, and then she punched you.
Yeah, well,
Then I
why?
sat on the console of the truck, and I said, "Do not hit him again. This is your
Right.
dad. You respect him." I said, "Y'all need
Were
to
y'all
stop."
driving or parked out here? Where was?
No, we were coming home.
Where
with my
were you?
grandkids.
Where were you?
Rutledge.
This has happened in Rutledge?
No.
Well,
Well, it happened
on the way here.
halfway home.
Yeah.
And then she said,
Went
look,
off the deep end.
she slapped me. And I
She
said,
kicked and
I said,
slapped
look,
him.
When we
I
get
sat
home,
on the console, which broke the law without the
I
seatbelt.
said, when you get home,
Right.
this is my daughter, and I love
Yeah,
her to death.
right.
I love her to death.
Okay.
It's my only daughter.
And I got to work in the morning.
And I've tried to help her. I give her places to live. She was in a homeless shelter, and I said, you know what? My grandkids, I got to know where they're at. So I brought her here with me.
Right.
And she's been doing good. She's been doing good.
And
But
the night she went off the deep
once
end.
she got to drinking,
So she punched you and kicked
She punched
you.
me in my
Punched him
face.
and kicked
While you were
him
driving.
While,
While I was
he was
driving.
driving.
Where was she, in the back?
In the back.
With the
I
kids.
unbuckled my seatbelt and I get in the console and I said, "Do not do that again. We have 2 babies in the car."
When did she hit you?
When we were pulling up in the
when we
driveway.
pulled up in the driveway.
Because I was sitting on the console and I said, "Do not do him that way. That's your dad. He
Yeah.
gives you everything. He always does everything for you." And then she pulls me in the back seat and proceeds to try to hit me.
My dad pulled me out of the car by my hair and kicked me in my face.
Okay. Can you open your mouth for me? You in this car? Or?
We were all in his, can I tell you from the beginning? We were all in his truck coming home from watching the Georgia game. It all happened in the truck. And then when we got here, my dad pulled me out of the truck by my hair and kicked me in my face when we got here.
Let's go all the way to the front.
Sorry.
You said it started in the truck.
Yeah.
But what started in
We were just arguing about, like, my kids and, like, because I'm a single mom. And just, you know, like, of course I'm a parent because I'm a single mom. Like, that kind of stuff. I don't like drama. I don't like
Just talk
drama.
talk to us. Okay, so
I'm
y'all
sorry.
talking about the kids?
We were just arguing about family stuff.
Okay.
And then me and my stepmom, she's not my stepmom, she's my dad's girlfriend. My dad just got divorced from my mom in like August, and so they're together now. She, like, me and my dad were arguing. And honestly, she was trying to be like the bigger person, saying, don't argue in front of the kids. Because Adam and my daughter is 11, and my son Jax was 6, was on, you know, we were in the back seat.
Yes.
And so she was trying to honestly be the bigger person and say, like, for me and my dad, don't do this in front of the kids. And I was like, okay, I get it. But of course, I'm just like my dad. He's just like, we're just alike. We're stubborn. He would say his little 2 cents. I would say my 2 cents. And, it was just, and she was like, y'all stop. When things escalate, you kind of don't know how they escalate. My stepmom got heated. And honestly, she was in the right to begin with because she was telling me and my dad, don't fight in front of the kids. Don't argue in front of the kids. Like, it's not their problem. We were almost here. We were almost home. He started his about, like, she'll kick your ass, Ashley. She'll beat your mother. Talking about my stepmom, like, telling me, she'll have his back, like, whatever. Me and her got to arguing. Somehow, I'm not proud of it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not proud of it. But she was in the back seat when we got here. My dad pulled me out by my hair. I had weave in. I have fake hair. He pulled me out by my hair, and then he kicked me in my face, and then that's when we were here.
So how did your stepmom or girlfriend get from the front to the back?
Because she stood up, like, telling me, because my dad was driving, I was in the middle of the back seat between my two kids, and she was telling us to, like, quit our victory.
How did it get physical?
I don't know.
What baby?
They should be in the house. They're not in my car. I was told I could not. Once I got here, I was told by my dad and my stepmom that I was not allowed back in their house. This is my car. I just sat in the passenger seat of my car, and that's when I called the cops when I got here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm not proud of this. This sucks. I'm freezing right now.
We can go sit on my car. I'll turn on the heater in the back, okay? Let's go. I'm going to talk to my partner.
Am I arrested?
No.
I don't want to do anything wrong.
Let me look at your
I'm not a troublemaker. My jaw just hurts on this side. My dad kicked me in the face.
He kicked you? Where?
Yeah.
What location?
When we got here, when his truck pulled up, he pulled me out by my hair, and then he kicked me in my face.
Did he kick you before, after you punched the woman?
Well, she punched me first, Wincy.
Okay, but you hit your dad and kicked your dad while he was driving.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that was like 10 minutes before we got here.
Correct.
And then we got here, and he was mad because I was on top of his girlfriend because she came from the front to the back against me, and she was in the floor in the back seat, and then he pulled me out of the car by my hair. I have fake hair, which is,
right.
He pulled me out by my hair, and then I got on the ground, and then he kicked me in the face.
All right, they're going to take a look at you real quick.
Hey, man.
I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I know, you're fine.
Hey, we have 2 more patients inside.
Oh, okay.
What? My kids?
Here, let me talk.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
There's a child that has some type of, what he said, calf injury, and there's a female named Mincy. She's got a swollen temple area where she got hit.
Okay.
Hey, Mincy, come out here for a second.
And it scared them.
Were they in the vehicle when this all happened?
Ashley kind of pulled Wincy and told her. I don't know if she told you that or not.
Okay. The oldest child, what's her name?
Alan. That's Ashley's daughter.
The other one.
Jax.
He lives here?
No,
He's visiting.
No,
Yeah.
that's my grandson.
Grandson.
So I get him ever so often because that's, again, Ashley's son. Jax, which is his dad, has custody of Jax.
So how did her face get like that?
We was coming home tonight and they started arguing. Well, she started arguing and talking.
Punched you and kicked you and boxed it.
No, she didn't kick me.
She punched you.
She punched me right here.
Okay.
And she got on the console and she said, let me tell you something. You do not do that again to your dad.
Okay, hey, what's up, bud?
That's my son. That's my youngest son. So when she hit me in my face, I said, are you serious? You hit me in my face. Well, I was driving.
She was kicking and punching.
And so she said, she got up on the console, she said, you don't do that again. What happened to her face is she pulled her into the back with the grandkids. And I was driving.
In the driveway right here. This happened here.
On the way home.
Okay.
And she pulled her into the drive and called her, and they started fighting and stuff
Now,
like
she
that.
pulled me in the back, but I was trying to sit in the console between them so she would stop kicking and punching him while he was driving.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm trying
got
to
it.
drive home.
And
Right.
then she said, keep on. Keep on. I'm like, you're not going to do your daddy this way. He gives you too much. He does too much for you. And then she pulled me in the back seat behind the driver's seat. She did get a punch in, and most of the facial on her is for me. My only defense was the fingers and the eyeballs. I pulled her eyeballs down. I probably put them to here. That was my only
And you went in her
defense.
face.
Because I was trying to get her to stop
And then we pulled up in the yard, and I told her, I said,
and
look,
kicking him while he was driving.
and we pulled up in the yard, and I said, you got to go.
What I understand, she punched you somewhere near Rutledge. You get on the center console. How long is that drive?
And then
Before
she
she
slapped
kicked
me
you,
and hit me in my
and she
face.
hit you.
I said, Do it
That's
again.
when I said on the console and
And
I said,
do it
stop.
again.
The
And that's
kids
when
are
she
in the
pulled you back.
No,
And
they ended up in the back seat.
On the dirt road here is when I told her, I said, you're not going to do your daddy that way.
So you're talking 10, 15 minutes. You were sitting on the console.
Yeah,
trying to calm her.
give me a ticket
Okay.
for the seatbelt thing if you want. But I was trying to not get him to do it in front of the kids.
Get him to do what in front of
Her to stop arguing
Right.
with him.
That's what she was saying.
you? Yeah. So how did this make you feel when she got hit?
Let me tell you why it pissed me off, okay? I'm 63 years old. I run businesses. I'm a business guy, but I'm a family guy. But you can't just downgrade somebody all the
Niece
time.
and
You know what I'm
nephew.
saying? And I told her, I said, look, I don't know if you can see it or not. Is there a mark on my face?
There is.
Oh,
is it?
yeah.
When she hit me in my face, I said, tell you what, dude. I said, when we get home, do it again. Because you're out of my house. That's exactly what I said. You're out of my daughter has been everywhere, from shelters to homeless shelters, to not know how to live, to the whole other. That's my younger son. Right.
So-
The same story. I'm trying to help my daughter. That's all I'm trying to do. And this is what I get from it. When she drags her in the back seat, she said, you're out of my house. Because this is her house as well. Because this
All
is
right.
my girlfriend.
You can hit me all you want,
Yeah.
but you're not going to disrespect me.
He opens the back door.
And she falls out.
She falls out.
Yeah, and
Then what
And
happens?
I get my grandkids. And, I'm trying
And
to
then
do it.
she jumps up and says, I'm calling a f***ing law.
'Cause they're
And he
bizarre.
says,
Why would she call?
I said,
because she started a fight that she can't finish.
At any time, did you kick her while she was on the ground?
Kick my daughter?
Yep.
Never. You
He
know,
would never
my younger
hurt her.
son right there. I would never do that to one of my
No.
kids.
He
Truck.
opened the back door and she falls out.
I was trying to
And then
get-
she's like, oh God, you kicked me.
No, I was trying to get my grandkids out of that truck into my house to get away from that because they were like,
But you've been drinking and driving, and you already admitted you're pissed off.
no, I'm not pissed off.
Okay.
I'm pissed off at the situation, but I'm not pissed off at
Okay.
anybody.
Where you lose control?
No, I don't lose control.
I get it. I'm just trying to
Well, I
figure
can
out what
promise-
happened, okay?
Well, okay, I can promise you this right here. The fight was between her, and she pulled her into the back seat of my truck, fighting. And all I was trying to get home and stop it and get my grandkids in this house and be done with it. That's all I was trying to do.
Am I in trouble?
Man,
I don't want to control. I don't want to be arrested. I didn't do anything wrong.
Let us do our job and we'll get you updated, okay?
Okay.
I don't want to tell you that you are in trouble and turns out that you're not,
Right.
or until you're not in trouble and then it turns out you are. See,
I understand.
let us do our job one step at a time. I see you have some redness on your chest. And how did all this happen? Was this because you fell on the floor, or was that him continuing the violence against you?
Can I be honest?
What?
I don't really know.
Because there's red on your chest.
He kicked me in my face. He pulled me out by my hair and kicked me in my face. So I don't really know like where all it just came from. Because I have fake hair and it all came out. And I wish I had it right now because it costs a lot of money.
Okay, you said you had a weave, correct?
I did. I had cancer before, so like my hair's like very thin.
Okay.
It's like the like bald spots is normal.
That's what I was going to ask
Yeah,
you about.
yeah,
Okay.
the bald spots is normal.
Okay. Did you have the acrylic nails on all of your fingers?
I did, except
You're
for
missing
one it
one.
pulled out earlier.
But that wasn't from today.
That one maybe like that's normal.
Okay.
You have guardianship of the 11-year-old?
I've got my guardianship is with Alan.
Okay.
Jax, which
Yes.
is her other son, is guardianship with his dad.
Okay.
And he was here for the weekend.
All right. Can I talk with Adeline, please?
You sure can.
All right, thank you. You can come in here if you want, or whatever. How old are you, first of all?
18.
Okay, you come in if you want. That's fine. Hey, sweetie. How are you? You okay? You're a little scared tonight? My hands are cold, isn't it? Hey, buddy. How are you? Good. I apologize for having to come out here like this tonight, but sometimes we have to just look into things.
Happened a lot of times.
It does. What happened tonight?
Because they just coming back from porno, I think Pop was drunk. I don't know how it started, but they just all Mom and Pop just always fight, but they don't fight a lot. Well, they do fight a lot like this, but it's like I don't know, it's not that much, but they like bicker a lot.
Right.
And they started bickering, and then it just got worse. And then whenever, because he was like swerving and on the road and stuff.
Pop was?
Yeah. Then whenever we got home, because then Wednesday, she started to try to make it stop, but then she sat in the middle, like from the passenger and driver seat, she sat in the middle.
Yep.
And then Mama and Wendy started fighting, and they fell, like I was on this seat, and they both fell right there, and they just started fighting a bunch and pulling each other's hair. I was trying to get out the car, and I couldn't get out this way, so I tried to get out Pop this way, and then Pop came from this way, and Pop pulled Mom, and I tried to get out, and then I like twisted my leg or something.
Okay. When Pop pulled Mom out, where did Mom go?
She fell on the rocks.
She fell wrong.
And Pop slapped her.
10-4. 22-97.
Mom's mouth was bleeding.
So Mom's mouth was bleeding before Pop pulled her out or after?
Well, whenever they were in the car, Pop just slapped her really hard. Then she pulled her to the ground, and then she fell on the rocks. Then Pop slapped her. No, then Pop pulled her on the ground.
You can take both of them somewhere else. All right, we'll come back and talk to you in a minute. You've had something to drink since you've been here, right?
Here?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. With that in mind, you need to be careful about drinking and driving with kids in a car. Although you got here and you started drinking, I get it.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to bring that up to you.
Yes, sir.
Second thing is, we're taking her to jail. She's going to be placed under arrest. Do you live here?
I do.
Yes, sir.
Does she live here?
I let her. No. Yes, she does.
Temporary.
I let her live here.
That's fine.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to file this under domestic or family. All right, so here's the deal.
Yes, sir.
EMTs spoke with you, right?
Yes, sir.
So you don't have any internal injury in your mouth, your teeth, or anything?
Not that we know of.
Okay,
Right.
well, they look, so I have
Yes,
to
sir.
take their word.
Yes, sir.
Your injuries are consistent with scratches, so I think, is it Mincy? Is that her name?
Wincy?
Wincy? Yeah, she grabbed your face and scratched you, is that right?
I mean, I don't really know, but probably. But I know my dad kicked me in my face. He pulled me out by my hair and kicked me in my face. It's the traumatizing part, for me.
At what point did you punch your dad?
I didn't punch my dad.
Ever?
No, I punched him? No.
Yeah.
He would have a mark on him if I would have punched him. He flicked at me in the back seat, and I flicked him back.
So then when Mincy got on the center console.
Center console, yeah.
Okay, what happened?
She was honestly being the bigger person. I told them this. She was being the bigger person, telling me and my dad. Me and my dad are both just alike, stubborn, hard-headed, telling them, us to stop. But me and my dad both had to have the last word. Well, then my dad just ran. Well, then Wincy came at me, and so when she came at me, and she ended up in the back passenger floorboard. My daughter was right here, back passenger floorboard like this. And then we got here, and my dad pulled me out by my hair, and that's when he kicked me in my face.
I thought you didn't remember how she got into the back seat, did you?
Well, I just knew that we both were.
So you know your children were there, right?
I do know my children were there, and
so
they did too.
Your
And
dad has guardianship. I talked to your children, and they told me what they saw.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different than what you're telling me.
Well, I would like to know that.
Well, I'm about to tell you because you're under arrest.
For what?
For battery.
Are you
Is that
kidding?
you punched
Are you
Mincy,
kidding me?
okay?
I did not.
Turn around. Put your
That's
hands
fine,
behind your back.
that's fine.
I don't want to hurt you, okay?
No, it's fine. I did not do that. That is not true. I understand what you're doing, but that is so unfair. My dad doesn't get anything for kicking me in the face.
Have a seat, okay? And I'm gonna seatbelt you in. Please don't move.
The woman was charged with battery and cruelty in the third degree.